I'm
Barely
cold.
even started the live, already bored. But we just coming on today. We don't have anything super serious to talk about. As the Christmas season as Christmas approaches, because we're in the Christmas season, we'll share some more like Christmassy type facts, maybe show ourselves cooking or something. But for today, we're just trying to be consistent with what we said to show up live. So we're like, let's do a quick Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat in the comments, and we'll answer it. Nothing too crazy though, y'all. Be respectful. You know, Mama Martin is not about to be here answering some crazy questions. And if you put anything crazy in the comments, I'm ignoring it. Just so just so you know. But I guess I'll start while we're waiting for people to drop their questions. But where in Guyana are you from? Where are you from in
Oh,
Guyana?
me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in a different one. I'm from Buxton, and that's on the east coast of Demerara.
And let's actually give a little Guyanese history too. I think that'll be fun. So, what are the three counties in Guyana? What are the names of them?
Demerara, Essequibo, and Borbis.
And you're from
I'm
Demerara.
from Demerara.
And in Demerara, you have East Coast and West Coast.
Yeah, the east coast and the west coast, East Bank, West Bank.
And then for Berbice, are you familiar with that? Do you have East Coast, West Coast Berbice?
Yeah, West Coast Borbis, which is shortly after East Coast is finished in Demerara. It goes into West Coast Borbis. But ask me to name the villages, I only know just a few because they have a whole lot that I never heard about that they have up names now. And then you cross over the Borbis River and you go into New Amsterdam, which is a town, and that goes up all the way up to the quarantine, which pretty much ends at the beginning of the water is going into Suriname.
Oh, okay.
And Borbis is pretty big, but I think Demerara is the biggest.
Oh, okay. And how many regions do you have in Guyana?
About 10.
So you have three counties, which is Essequibo, Demerara, and Berbice, but you have about 10 regions.
I think it's about 10.
Okay. And so which region is Buxton in?
Region 4.
Oh, okay. And so where was Granddad from? And actually tell the people who Granddad is. Y'all drop your questions as you come in. Who was your father and who was your mom?
My father was Minister, the Honorable Minister Leonard Adolphus Durant, and he died on the 1st of November 1979. He died 1 week after Minister Vincent Tika. And he was born in Georgetown, but his mother was from Ariel, Maikoni. If you're young, you may not even know where Ariel, Maikoni is because I'm old and I can't even remember where it is. But my grandmother had moved to Georgetown. She had sisters who continued to live in Maikoni and nieces and stuff. And he was born in Georgetown and so was his sister.
Nice, nice. Hello, Emilio. Emilio says he's from Brazil. What's up, our South American brother? And Valen, sorry if I'm messing up your name. Hello, they said hi. And so, okay, so Granddad was from Ariel Marconi?
Ariel Maikoni, his mother. But he was born in Georgetown.
And he was a politician, what was he like in charge of overseeing as a politician?
He was labor, and then he also oversaw the Region 1. That's the Northwest. So to go there, back in the day, you went on a boat, which took forever. And then after a while, you had planes going in there, smaller planes, not too small, but not the big ones. And you would fly in. Probably took about an hour and a half, I guess. And they had a train that was going to Port Kaituma when you go into Matthews Ridge, because the planes landed in either Port Kaituma or Matthews Ridge. But everyone that was in the government, working for the government, they had to go fly to Matthews Ridge because the government offices were in Matthews Ridge. And they were on the hill, and then you had all the different hills where people lived on, and you had the village, and where you went to shop. And a lot, the Amerindians, they lived they had their own little cities, and that was like away from the day-to-day activity. So when you wanted to see what they do and learn about what they do, you would go to visit in their cities. And where we were, they had a Guyana house. It's like how there was, because I don't think there is anymore. There was a Guyana house on the hill over there that when the certain dignitaries come in, they stayed there, and it was a mansion with lots of bedrooms. Each was like its own little home. They had the entertaining room, which they dine at least about 35 people. And then you had this small area for dining, and it had several maids and the gardeners and the guards. It was beautiful. It was nicer than the one in Georgetown. But that one in Massachusetts, it has been sold to a private person.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what happened to the one in Georgetown, because I left Guyana for something years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hi, hey, Prem. Prem said, "How are you?" And how
Good.
is your mother? So she's doing good. Okay, so who was your godfather?
The late LFS Burnham.
Who was Lyndon Forbes Burnham? Who was a former
He was the
minister?
first president of Ghana.
Oh,
He was
first.
prime minister before he became president. When he was prime minister, at the time we had governor general, and that was David Rose. He was governor of Guyana when we became independent, and of course he was from Great Britain. And then he was the governor general, and then he died. The scaffolding fell on him in England when he was there for a meeting. Then we had Arthur Chum. And when Guyana first got a president in 1971, the prime minister became the president.
Nice, nice. Hello, young Denge. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, but hello, how are you? So you guys can ask questions. Don't be inappropriate, but you can drop your questions in the comments, anything you might want to know about Mama Martin. And how many siblings do you have?
Well, I had 6. There were 7 of us. We're now 5.
Biological.
4 girls and one boy.
Yeah.
Well, those are my, the 7 was my mother and the father children. And then I have a sister, a half sister, and a half brother.
So altogether it was 9,
9 of us.
but now it's 7
of us.
surviving because
Yes, two boys died. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Uncle Bretton and Uncle George.
Yes.
Yep. So we love you too. Thank you. They said I love you, Mama. Young Dang said
I
that.
love you.
So my mom is the oldest, and in age range, how many? They want to know how old you are.
Oh, I was 74 on Monday.
She just turned 74, and she's the oldest of what would have been 9, but some are
9,
surviving.
yes.
But what's the age range of all your siblings? Like if everyone were alive, list all the ages from you all the way down to the youngest.
George, I 3 years older than George, so he would have been 71. Brentnell, 6 years younger than George, so he would have been 66. Then after Brentnell is Bonita. Bonita is older than Karen. Karen is now 57. Bonita should be running about, she's 59, I think. No, Mark is before Bonita. Mark is 61. Then Bonita, 59. Karen, 57. Simone is 55. And Dexter. Dexter just turned
right?
53.
53.
And Roxanne, she would be 50 in January.
Yep.
And then after January, we have nobody under 50.
Yep. So that's all the ages of my mom's siblings, all the way from 49 to 74. And she's the oldest of 9. And fun fact, my youngest aunt is younger than my older brother. My older brother
Yeah, you'll be 51 next week.
or like about 2 years older than her, roughly. So that's pretty cool. And he's about the same age as Uncle Dexter. So roughly, right?
Yeah, Dexter was 71, was born 71 November, and Junior was born December 73.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, what's your favorite food?
I love curry. I used to love curry and still do curry and roti and curry and dal puri. But since I'm a diabetic and they say you can't eat white flour, I can't eat much of that. And curry can't eat by itself. It has to be eaten with
Yeah,
rice.
or
So,
something.
or some, whatever you choose is in the not supposed to eat
Yeah.
for me. So I love chow mein. My children don't.
Yeah, I'm
If you're from
traumatized with
Guyana,
chow
you
mein.
know what is chow mein.
Chow mein is, yeah, like it has to be made a certain way for me to eat it because my parents traumatized me growing up. They always made it like when we had nothing else to eat. It was like, oh, we're gonna make chow mein, like because you just get the noodles, you throw the meat, the vegetables, and whatever you have in your fridge, you can basically make it. It's like cook up rice, but cook up rice I don't get sick of because we eat it with like fried fish or something like that. But I do love curry. Like curry is big in our house, in our family. Period. Even the kids. My son, he doesn't like every cultural dish, but he loves curry and roti. Like we will fight over curry and roti in our family. They're asking how many sons and daughters are you? Well, I guess is siblings. Like how many sons and daughters out of the 9 was it?
How many girls, how many boys?
Mm-hmm.
The boys, George, Brendel, Mark, and Dexter. That's it. The boys,
George.
4. George, Brendel, Mark, and Dexter.
So 4, yeah,
4
4 boys, 5
5
girls.
girls.
Yep. And then as far as kids that she has 1 son and 2 girls. Me and my older sister, who's upstairs with my son right now. Which country are you from? You could answer that again.
Oh, Guyana.
Yeah.
It used to be called British Guyana.
In South America.
And that's in South America. But we have Caribbean values. We don't have much of a South American, too much South American values, and we speak English.
Yeah, primarily, but now,
Yeah.
but there's 6 ethnic groups in Guyana. So what are the 6 ethnic groups?
It's the Negroes, black, whatever we choose to call it. We don't have
The blacks,
African
Afro-Guyanese, African
Yes.
descent.
And then we have Indians, East Indians, and Chinese, Portuguese, Amerindians, and who is next? It's 6. Oh, the Europeans, the white folks,
Yeah.
because they lived in Ghana for a long time.
Yeah. So you see some of everybody in Guyana, especially now. At one point, it had kind of dwindled to just the Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese. And now you literally see some of everybody again. It's gone back up to being very well
Coming back
represented.
home.
Yeah. So are you in the UK, Young Dengue? Let us know where you guys are from and keep dropping those questions as well. So you said what your favorite dish is. So what's like a traditional Guyanese meal for Christmas?
Pepper pot. If you don't matter how poor you are, if it's just a pound of beef. You're going to buy it and you're going to make pepper pot. But it can be made with pork too. You can make it with pork, you can make it with beef. And these days in Guyana, who don't eat pork and who don't eat beef and who don't eat anything, make it with anything. Because you can make it with that white thing that you always call whatever for the vegetarian dish.
Tofu?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
People make, I don't know those things taste
Yeah,
because I would not even attempt it. But they make it with fish, they make it with turkey. I'm talking about modern day. They make it now with, I would not be surprised if they're making it with goat. And they make
it wouldn't be bad, I don't think.
Right, and mutton, anything, chicken, anything they get their hands on these days, they're making pepper pot because so many people don't eat so many different things. But traditionally, it was made with beef, with the cow, either the oxtail or the shin part or the brisket or any part of the cow, and cow heel and those things, and pork. The older folks loved it with the pork. They said the pork pepper pot tastes better than the beef pepper pot. And then you have garlic beef and garlic pork. Back in the day was the garlic pork, and then they started to do garlic beef because same thing, people are allergic to pork, they don't eat pork, so they started to make garlic beef. Those two things must be made at Christmas. Black cake. If you're from Jamaica, you're from Trinidad, you know what black cake is. So some of you guys call it rum cake. And that's made with currants, raisins, and prunes. And you put wine in it, and of course with sugar and rum. It has to have rum. And you have to burn the sugar. You use brown sugar, you put it in the frying pan. has to be a very good frying pan because it would be burnt sugar indeed. Because when you finish burnt, it will be black and taste burnt. And you put it in, you put on low fire, and the sugar would melt, melt, melt until it becomes dark and like a syrupy, a thick syrup. And that's what it is made from cassava. Now, if you've never gone to those countries, here it's called yucca.
Yeah.
But it's cassava.
Yeah.
And it is sweet cassava. You can use bitter cassava.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of black cake like that. I mean, I've eaten a slice or two, but I'm not gonna go out of my way. I like traditional, just regular yellow cake, white cake, whatever,
exactly.
cheesecake, that kind of thing. Oh, you're Indian? Oh, that's pretty cool. You try in your home India. Chicken biryani. Yeah, we love chicken biryani. It's really good. Yeah, we love biryani. We love Indian food, honestly. Like if we're not eating Caribbean food, Guyanese food, that's usually one of the first that we're like, oh, let's go to get some Indian food.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
But honestly, fun fact, most of the population in Guyana is from India. So a lot of our dishes are Indian based, but we represent all the ethnic groups in Guyana through the food. So that's where, like, for the Chinese side, we have the chow mein, the fried rice, those kind of things. A lot of the dishes, like I said, are Indian. So all different types of curry, all the different types of roti.
I have about 6 different kinds of roti that they usually make. I only know to make 2.
The palori, all the things.
Everything.
So the Afro dish will be like the cook-up rice. And would black pudding fall under that?
I think black pudding is African.
Yeah.
And it could be black pudding or white pudding.
Yeah. And then we have like the Portuguese stuff, like the garlic pork, I think technically is considered Portuguese. I did research on it a couple years ago for like a series we did, but I think technically it falls under the Portuguese side. Cheese straw would be like the British side.
Yeah, the British side, the cheese straw.
So we have a little bit of everything.
Pastry. We have everything.
But we love Indian food though. Like now I kind of want some Indian food. now I gotta go get me some biryani because now we're talking about it. So that's the food is definitely well represented. And then, what was I going to ask? Oh, what's your favorite Christmas time tradition? Because Boxing Day is celebrated in Guyana. It's not, I think America is like the only country that doesn't really observe Boxing Day.
No,
to be honest.
They are.
Because I know England does.
Yes,
I know the Caribbean does.
Canada, they do. Everybody celebrates it. Just like how we're the only people here that celebrate
Thanksgiving in November.
And then Labor Day.
Oh, yeah.
Labor Day is in September. Everybody's Labor Day is May 1st.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite Christmas time tradition?
I used to enjoy the steel orchestra, they call it the steel band, that used to go through the streets and they play Christmas music and they dress up in costumes and they're dancing through the streets and so on. And the masquerade, well, masquerade is very hard to find now because I don't know if the young people know how to do that. You used to have the long lady on the stick, and that was through the streets, so especially Christmas Day. Christmas Day used to have more masquerade than steel band. And then the carol singing. The carol singing was either organized by churches or private choirs in the villages, and they used to send out notices that the days that they're going to be in your area, and you would respond if you would like them to stop by your house, because they didn't just stop by your house.
Yeah.
They would be going from house. You might hear your neighbors singing, but you don't want them there. And what they did, if it was from the church, the envelopes were given out like a month before, and you would just put your gift in the envelope, and so when they finish singing, you give them the gift. And of course, it's Christmas, so you share. You would make ginger beer, or if you had money, you buy the drink in the bottle, which you call soda in these days. It used to be aerated drinks, we call them. And of course, you would have black cake, because everybody look forward to black cake. The young people today hate it. And we would make our sponge cake and those kinds of stuff. So when they come, you have all the plates with napkins and everything. And when they finish singing, you invite them in, because it wouldn't come in to sing. They would sing from the outside. So the melody is in the air. And then you invite them in and they eat and they drink and you give them the envelope with the money. And that used to, back in the day, go on for the entire month of December, from the 1st of December to Christmas Eve. Now, the last Christmas I spent home was last year, and I didn't see them do no 1st to 24th. They did it when they
Yeah.
feel like these young people different.
Yeah.
And then in some areas, they didn't have it at all. But those were the favorite things. You look forward to that, and that made Christmas bright. And people get together and decorate along the streets and the lampposts and all that stuff. And those were. You didn't have to have a lot of money to have a nice Christmas because
Yeah.
it was not about how many boxes of gifts under the Christmas tree. It wasn't about that.
So they also want to know, in your country, how many festivals? I guess you're asking how many festivals do we have in Guyana? I'm gonna assume that's the question, but if I'm not understanding, just let me know.
Oh boy. Now
Guyana
it's
has a lot of
it's whole lot.
festivals.
They celebrate. They before President Burnham retired and then he died. He celebrated every culture. You had Hindu, Muslim. They celebrate the Wali, this, that, Pagwo. Everybody. Ghana Day. That's with Africans. When Africans came to Ghana, every minute is a holiday. Because I was there for 5 months the other day. And, you know, my sister was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to work tomorrow." So I said, "Oh, okay, taking the day off. Why?" She said, "Oh no, it's a holiday." I said, "Holiday for what? June guys have been off 2 weeks ago."
Right.
She said, "Yes, but it's another holiday." She would call what it is, but I can't remember the names because they weren't like that when I was young. But they celebrate all the Hindu holidays, the Muslim holidays, African. Everybody's been
Christian
celebrated in
holidays.
Christian holidays. Everybody's been celebrated in Guyana.
The historical ones too. This summer I got to experience Emancipation Day, which is August 1st, and that was fun. That was a big deal. Lots going on. All the month of August they had stuff going on, but especially the first week.
The
So,
first week.
but yeah,
And they have they celebrate, of course, Mashamani,
which is February.
which is in February, and then you have Independence, which is May 26th. Mashamani is when they became a republic in February 1971. In 66 was independence, May 26th.
Yep. So it's fun. Like if you ever visit Guyana, it's actually getting very popular. So I would say if you want to see Guyana before it gets like very, very commercialized and touristy, now is the time to start going. Because in another few years, I would say 5 to 10 years, it's going to be very commercialized and touristy, which has its pros and cons. But if you want to see it like in its raw form, still kind of, but built up, because it's come a far away from when I was young going.
Yeah.
You will have a good time. You don't need to have a lot of money there to really have a good time. Like, depending on what you're looking to do, because some people are doing the most, so you do need a lot of money. But if you know how to navigate, it's not too bad. So as we transition and all that there, you guys will see a lot of footage there with my mom and everything, which I'm excited about. So, but I think that's pretty much all the questions for today. We might do another Q&A. So if you guys ever have more questions, you can just comment under this video and we'll do another video, another live stream with a Q&A. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. And hopefully we see you guys tomorrow. We might do a story time tomorrow about Jim Jones. I told y'all my mom had a run-in, not with Jim Jones himself, but just like
That was the area where
compound.
it was stationed.
Yeah. So we might do a live on that tomorrow. But anyways, y'all have a good evening no matter where you're at. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, share, drop any questions you have, and we'll see you on the next live, which should be tomorrow, like I said.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.